Beyond, can you hear any ambient noise like my AC or anything here?
Nope.
Cool.
There's
And
nothing. You
still good?
Yep.
Cool.
You got your original sound turned on, right?
Oh, good point. Let me see.
Now you do.
Now I have the.
It's
Yeah, now
fine.
I do.
It's just a little bit of environment sound. It's not a problem.
Okay.
I'd rather have the original sound turned on just because in case a Jundo makes movements and drags his feet or whatever, it cancels out the sound. So, stay with the original sound. It's probably better.
Yeah, yeah. I was just worried. I didn't find out until you and I got off of our call, but apparently there's something wrong with my plumbing in my bathroom. So I have a lot of sewer gas coming through stuff. So I have drains running. I didn't want y'all to hear the water drains running.
No, you can't hear anything. It's okay.
Okay.
Hello, Ankai. Good morning, Jundo. You're muted. You are muted. Hi, Corky.
Koshi, hello everybody. Koshi, between the Shadi Daimon and the Heart Sutra, I go up to the altar, so leave me time to go up and offer incense.
Oh, yeah. Beyond's nice little sheet that he gave me has that all worked out. So you're good.
Okay, very good. Hello, John. John, today we're having a special ceremony for the remembering people who have left this world, so if you have someone to put in your heart during the ceremony. Let's see. One second, I have a couple of more things. Then I have to run in. I forgot something. Okay. Go and I'm going to be another minute. I have to run inside for a moment. There's our little Jizo. Here we are.
It's okay. At least this way we're ready with recordings and everything.
All right. Please, everyone wait for me for a moment, and I'll be right back. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our special Zazenkai for Nehan-e. We remember the sacred imprint, I guess is a very good word for it, that the Buddha has left in our hearts, that is still with us. But we take this as an opportunity too to remember the people in our lives, loved ones, friends, people who have been part of this world on which we depend, people who have left us. And if you have such folks in your life, please do keep them in your heart today. Kojin, sit up. Kojitsu. Nice posture. Okay. Please keep in your heart those who have left our world, and remember them as we now recite a special dedication to recall also our teachers. I will be dedicating today, of course, to Nishijima Roshi, who passed in January 2014. Also his teacher, Zuigaku Rinpo Zenji, some other teachers influential in my life. I've written about them in the post on the forum, and I would like to also remember them today. Here we have the reclining Buddha, as it's known. This was the Buddha as he was passing and sick. We all get sick. He was old and sick, and he reclined his last moments. We have Jizo, who in Mahayana Buddhism, especially in Japan and our Zen tradition, has come to be remembrance for children, born and unborn, who have left us or never had an entrance into this world. And there's a plaque there that is a dedication we keep here in the Zendo for all the Zen ancestors. Let us remember them too. So I believe we're ready. We are going to recite the Shari Daimon and then the Heart Sutra. Please join with me.
You ready, Jundo?
No?
Oh, good? Okay.
Ding. There.
verse of homage to Buddha's relics, Shari Remo. With wholehearted gratitude, we bow to the relics still present of the true body of the Tathagata Sakyamuni, who is fully endowed with myriad virtues, to the Dharma body, which is truth itself, and to the whole universe, which is his stupa. With deep respect we venerate the one who lived his life for the sake of all beings, though the sustenance of Buddha, the truth enters us, and we enter truth. Let us strive to benefit all living beings, arouse the thought of awakening, cultivate bodhisattva practice, and together enter perfect peace, the penetration of the equality of all things. Now let us reverently bow. Maka Hanya Haramita Shingyo Ganji Zaibo Satsugyo Hanya Haramita Jishoken Go Ankai Kudos Kuyaku Shari Shiki Fui Kuku Ishiki Shiki Sokuze Kuku Sokuze Shiki Ju Sogyo Shiki Yaku Nyoze Shari Shize Shoku Sofu Shofu Metsufu Kufu Jofu Sofu Genze Roku Chubu Shikibu Ju Sogyo Shikibu Gende Bezeshin Naibu Shiki Shoko Mi Soku Ugen Kai Nai Shibu Ishiki Kai Bu Myo Yaku Bu Myo Jin Nai Shibu Shiyaki Mu Shijin Muku Shu Metsudo Muchi Yaku Mu Toku Ibu Shotoko Bodai Sat Hanya Haramita Oshin Mukege Gomu Ukufu Ari Saitindo Muso Kugyo Nehan Sanze Shobatsue Hanya Haramita Kotoku Anokutara Sanmyaku Sanbodai Kochi Hanya Zemu Joshu Zemu Shu no Kushinjutsu Fuko Satsu Hanya Pita Shu Soku Satsu Watsu Gyate Gyate Agate Oji Soaka Hanya Shingyo. Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. We recall this day when some 2,500 years ago, Shakyamuni Buddha, our historical teacher, entered into parinirvana. In reciting the verse of homage to the Buddha's relics and the heart of the Perfection of Great Wisdom Sutra, we offer our reverence and dedicate this gathering to our great original source teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. On this day of his entry into parinirvana, mindful of his teachings, we go forward with boundless gratitude and joy and vow to practice endlessly. The pure Dharma body of the Buddha is always clear, beyond birth and death, and expressed by all things, yet cannot be seen so long as one is lost in duality. The Buddha lived within coming and going, birth and death, a man of great compassion for all living beings. For this we bow in gratitude and aspire that we may illuminate our minds in the midst of delusion. On this day we have gathered to commemorate our great teacher Shakyamuni Buddha's entry into parinirvana, and we offer incense, flowers, light, fruit, and sweet water, all symbols of reverence, life and the satisfaction of all desires. We further dedicate the merit of this Zazen gathering in gratitude for his great compassionate acts in leaving us these timeless teachings. The moon over Mount Ryoju, the vulture peak, shines wondrously in all directions. The solid trees bloom and their petals convey the fragrance of the Dharma down through time. The Buddha transcended desire, and his understanding has helped us all who are deluded until this present moment. The merits of suchness will extend from the beginningless past to the endless future. All the myriad forms of existence join in recognizing the profound importance of this day and wholeheartedly recite with us, some in words and some in silence. We are filled with awe at the countless voices which thus proclaim the Dharma, and we vow to embrace and sustain it endlessly. We also remember and dedicate this day and these efforts to all our parents, grandparents, siblings, our relatives near and distant, all our ancestors reaching back through the generations, and our dear friends and other cherished ones who have passed from this seen world. And for those children we recall, born or unborn, now departed, we open our hearts to grief, to the bonds which will always remain, and proclaim our vow to care for the children of the world today. Thus, let the harmful effects of words, thoughts, and actions be dispelled, and compassion bloom in perpetual spring. May we all realize and live the enlightened way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha, Prajna, Paramita,
Zazen? KINHIN. We will have Zazen and a little talk. Can you hear? If you can hear, blow me a little kiss for Valentine's Day here. Anybody do any seconds?
I expect so. Okay. I hope you're watching it. Scandalized by it.
You all can hear, yes? All right, yes. Good. Today we remember what is known as Nehan, or Parinirvana, the Buddha's complete nirvana, when he passed from this world and this body. Of course, the Buddha was enlightened, knew nirvana under the Bodhi tree, and lived for many years. But he grew old and sick, his body failed, and he died. There's actually been much debate in Buddhism through the centuries about whether the Buddha died or did not die. The Buddha, it is said, when asked what happens to a Buddha at death, does a Buddha die or not die, refused to say anything. I don't think that was because the Buddha didn't know, but in a very Zen way, it's beyond expressing in words. The interpretation that came to be most common in Mahayana Buddhism, the Lotus Sutra in Zen, is that yes, the Buddha died as a man, but there's another aspect of Buddha that is somehow, shall we say, beyond birth and death and timeless. It's the something that goes on and on, maybe beyond beginning and end. You know, we human beings, we live in a world where things come and go, start and stop, life begins, life ends. But we know there has to be some aspect to reality that was beginningless. Because if not, what came before that? We know this. Physicists know this. Buddhists know this. Christians know this. There has to be something that's beyond our usual conception of coming and going. Well, that's Buddha to us. So people say, what happens when we die? The traditional Buddhist belief is that there is rebirth, and sometimes descriptions of that can be very detailed, really detailed. We spend 49 days in the bardo, which is kind of I guess, a waiting room. And then we don't quite believe in souls, but there's something like a soul that finally spots its new mommy and daddy and enters a baby's body and is reborn. Very detailed. Some Buddhists even say that, what did I read? The Tibetans believe if you're going to be a girl, the spirit enters through the left nostril of the nose and a boy goes through the right nostril. I don't know about that. The Japanese don't even really care for the idea. When their grandfather dies, they don't want the grandfather to go to some other family. They want to keep him around. So even not all Buddhists agree on what happens. I like to think that those are just the details that religious imaginations came up with to kind of explain something that's very hard to understand. And in the other religion, ideas of heaven and hell, just like our ideas of heaven or hell, are getting reborn in the land of the hungry ghosts, or as an animal, or as a human being, or as a great diva. These are just ways that people try to express something that's very unexpressible. On the other hand, I don't quite care for the other expression that's very common these days when I ask some folks. And they say, well, we came from nothing before we were born, and when we die, we go back to nothing. Our atoms continue. You know, we go into the ground and my molecules will come back as, I don't know, the grass and the trees. That's very nice, it's true. Or some people say that conservation of energy, our energy will continue to flow on. Well, that's true. But I got to tell you, I'm kind of in between on this, with a deep conviction in my heart that it may not be quite as detailed as the traditional Buddhist explanations, trying to figure out exactly what happens, but neither is it as, shall we say, cold and empty as just the conservation of energy. There's something in between, and I'm gonna share the basis for my belief. Number one is, I like to say, it's so ridiculous we're here in the first place, we might as well come back again. And I mean that quite seriously. I'm about to finish my new book, maybe someday you'll read it, in which I lay out how incredibly, foolishly ridiculous is everything that had to fall into place for us to be here right now, sitting here. Physics, chemistry, biology, evolution, the history of this planet, human history, your own family history, your own genetics, the circumstances of your grandparents and great-grandparents meeting and falling in love, and your own parents. And here you are. It could just be chance, yes. But I think only a fool would think it's chance when you look at the whole story. And that's what my writings try to lay out. Something's afoot, I like to say. That's one reason. But the other reason is from experiences in Zazen. I can only describe it that sometimes in Zazen, I want to say but you lose that. It's such an inter-identity, shall we say. Such a continuation, a continuing, it's a verb, a continuing, and identification. Identification in the sense of everything is identical. That it's almost as if there's one thing that is looking out of all our eyes. How's that a way to put it? When the Buddha died, the Buddha who was the body was the wave that disappeared on the sea. But the Buddha was also the sea itself, which flows on and on. And when the wave realizes it's the sea, it also realizes that it's all the other waves, and comes back and goes as the waves. All I can say is this is the experience. And it seems right at the time. It seems kind of obvious. You're there, I'm here. Waves on the sea, but since we are all the sea, I'm waving at you, and you're waving at me, like that. I'm waving, you're waving, we're just a waving. Anyway, that means we leave effects. And Buddhist beliefs tried to say that too. Imprints, effects, karma. Literal interpretation said we come back and we pay the price. That may be so. But what I experienced is, if we're all sharing this world and we all are truly each other, and there's only this one thing, then the bad things I do truly do affect me because I am everyone and they are me. And the beautiful things we do truly affect everyone because they are me and I am them. Maybe this was the mysterious teaching that was difficult to convey, but is the meaning that our actions have effects in this world and leave effects, and we're reborn. Another experience is, you know, if you're watching a play and an actor steps off the stage, Macbeth's death scene. Did Macbeth die in Macbeth? I forget. Or did he make it? Oh, he did? Okay, thank you, John. I got the British opinion here, yes. Macbeth. But Macbeth hasn't gone anywhere, right? Macbeth appears on the stage to die, but the actor's still there. In fact, the stage is still there. The show goes on. It will be reperformed tomorrow night. Something like that about the world, you know. And the tragedy and comedy are what we bring into it. So I guess what I'm here to tell you is, it's very fitting it's Valentine's Day. Because Valentine's Day is the opposite of the separation and anger and division that we can bring into this world. It's about love, which is connection. And the good things we can bring into this life. Many of you are remembering people in your lives who you loved, who appear to have left this world. I guess my message I'm trying to tell you is, don't jump to conclusions about this leaving so fast. Something more may be afoot. And though we cannot see them as we saw them once, that doesn't mean they're just the conservation of energy. Something more is afoot. Maybe it's just my foolish suspicion, or the dotage of an old man. I guess that's a dotage. Shakespeare used that word a lot, dotage. But that's my message I'm trying to tell you. In this life, bring some love. We celebrate Buddha's Nehan, and also happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Peace to you. Let's sit. We will now recite the verse of atonement and the 4 vows.
All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. To save all sentient beings, O beings numberless, to transform all delusions, O delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable, to save all sentient beings, O beings numberless, to transform all delusions, O delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way unattainable. Well, thank you all. Please take this opportunity to celebrate and love the people who are with us in this world while we're still here. And happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Love you all. We're going to have tea if you want to stick around. Otherwise, the rest of you, we'll see you around the Sangha. Okay? Very good to see you, friends. Do you stick around?
Sure.
We have a traditional Japanese sweet for you today.
Wow.
It's called peanut M&Ms.
Yay.
I got them for Valentine's